Alrighty guys, what is going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream. Hope everyone's doing good out there. Glad to have everybody here. Yes, I did just finish my burger for those who were wondering. That's why I delayed the stream a couple of minutes, because I had to quickly devour a burger I got. But anyways, my friends, what's up? Hope everyone's doing good. Let's go and see who we got ourselves here in the chat for today. We got ourselves TRG. We have Caden. We have Suga. I think that's your name. We have Rare Mammoth. We have Aiden. We have Kyle. Let's see here. We got ourselves Ophelia. We have Poland. We have Legacy. Let's see. We have KN11. We have Ginny. What's up, Ginny? Hope you're doing good. We have Black Label Express. I said KN11. Let's see here. Who else is hanging out with us? We have DJ Hall. We have Hurricanes. We got Jackson. Ragtie. We got Roadster Jim. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Poland Ball. Alright, y'all. Well, we got a lot of information to talk about here. We now have hurricane watches. You heard me correctly. We have hurricane watches in effect now for portions of North Carolina. The system has undergone some rapid development here. Let's go ahead and switch y'all over here to the main screen here from the Hurricane Center overall. So, yeah, this thing's already causing potentially some tropical storm conditions out there by, kind of eastern North Carolina here. We still have all of those tropical storm warnings that's in place here, the same ones we did have here yesterday. Tropical storm warnings extend all the way throughout portions of the Chesapeake Bay and throughout portions here of eastern North Carolina as well, even through portions here near Delaware, mostly just south of Delaware though. But we have ourselves a decent amount of tropical storm warnings, meaning that tropical storm conditions is expected. And, this yellow area here is showing you where the estimated wind field of tropical storm force is located. So somewhere in here, that is kind of where we are looking at, looking overall, looking overall at the tropical storm force wind speeds. Now, if you look closely, areas out here towards portions of, the eastern side of, kind of southeastern coast here, I'd call it, of North Carolina, those little pink areas you see highlighted around that tropical storm warning there, those, my friends, those are hurricane watches. The storm right now is crazy. Storms has been picking up some, really quick strength here. Let me go ahead and hop you guys over here to that real quickly. So in terms of the latest outlook here, or the latest update on the storm, we are only 5 miles an hour shy of being a hurricane at this point. We are literally talking sustained winds of 70 miles per hour with gusts getting up to a whopping 85 right now. The pressure is down to 984 millibars and dropping. Here's the satellite view you can see on it. A big blob of convection out there, a lot of drier air pulling into the eastern side. But overall, the system is still strengthening. It is still kicking off there. It is still definitely doing, some pretty interesting things out there. But this thing is expected to continue barreling kind of to the north-northwest. Expected to make landfall here kind of for the morning tomorrow. I mean, probably I'd say right around maybe 4 or 5 a.m. or so, possibly. And then continue as a tropical storm for the next several hours. This is for 2 p.m., so this would be here for tomorrow afternoon. The storm will be still a tropical storm, potentially, with sustained winds of 50 still and gusts up to 65. It'll be up here towards Richmond area here right around the morning of the 24th, so basically, under tropical storm characteristics. This is back into depression status of 35 sustained, with gusts getting up to 45. Then it continues moving up here to the northeast here overall. And we do have ourselves, let's see here, once again, system continuously starting to weaken as it's rolling over land, being out there by Baltimore, D.C. area here, basically for the afternoon of the 24th. Sustained winds of 30 with gusts up to 40. And then it works its way out there towards Philadelphia, just to the west mostly, expected as of now. 30 was sustained to 40. So that is essentially what we are looking at out there overall. Let's see here. See, Mary says Ohio here. Well, hope you're doing good, Mary. Glad to have you here. Let's see here. Oopsie says, thanks for covering this. You're very welcome. Everyone else seems to be covering the Midwest about, East Coast, often forgetting about. You are very welcome. Yeah, we're going to be doing coverage on the severe weather system here that's going to be happening across the Central Plains here. That's the central low right there. You can see that low pressure system that's going to roll its way across the Central Plains, in which we will look at. Let's see here. Tabletop coming in here with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, dude. Let's see. How is Wilmington, North Carolina tonight? Tornado threat? Question mark. So, whenever it comes to it, you said Wilmington. So Wilmington's down on the south side. So obviously you're going to be on the quote-unquote clean side of the storm. The storm is the center of the storm is going to be to your east. But you, my friend, are definitely under those tropical storm warnings. So tropical storm conditions is expected. And, right about now, I'd say it's definitely up to that status. So definitely got to look out there for it. Now, whenever it comes to the tornado threat, like I said, typically the tornadoes happen on the eastern side. I do not believe right now that you are in the... I really do not believe that you're currently in the risk for tornadoes, as that is mostly to your northeast in general. So that is that. Let's see here. Proxy coming in here with a $55 Venmo. Thank you so much, Proxy. Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Proxy, that is super sweet of you. Also, Tabletop. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Proxy, Tabletop. You guys rock. Let's see here. Proxy says, hi, Andrew. What's up, Proxy? We're doing good. See, thanks for doing your usual great job, keeping us all safe, educated, and informed. You are the bomb. Thank you, Proxy. That's very, very sweet of you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Proxy. That is super nice of you. Very, very sweet. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, you guys. Very, very sweet. Y'all do not have to do that. As we always say, it's never about the money or anything like that. But seriously, it does help out. Thank you so much, Proxy. That is very, very sweet of you. Much, much appreciated. So, but like I said, we do have those hurricane watches in effect for portions here of eastern North Carolina. We got to be looking out there for it. Whenever it comes to the surges, that's kind of a problem with the storm here. And so even for the Chesapeake Bay, we could see a decent amount of surging. Let's go and hop y'all over here to those real quickly. So whenever it comes to it, here's the current surges expected here from the, expected from the Hurricane Center. It's actually supposed to be more heavy impacts with this system than what Lee did to the Northeast. So what I mean by that is that, some areas here, as you can see out there towards, see Pamlico and Pungo, rivers here. Let's see, Neuse and Bay rivers. I think that's how you say that. We're talking possibly 4 to 6 foot. 4 to 6 foot of surging out there. That could be a big problem, especially for the people who lives there on the coast there. Gotta really look out there for that. Oop, didn't mean to do that. But yeah, a lot of the Chesapeake even. The southern Chesapeake, even some of those rivers that extend into, the the state here of Eastern Virginia. Shoot, we could be seeing as high as, 2 to 4 foot of surges out there as well. The surging can be felt probably as high up north as central eastern side of New Jersey, where right around 1 to 3 foot of surging is a good possibility. Up here towards the top of the Chesapeake, middle upper, Chesapeake should remain in the around 1 to 3 foot margin regarding surges, which is still a big problem. Still is a big problem for these areas here because, it's not too often you see surging out to this, It's not too often you see surging out here, but whenever it comes to it, that is that. Let's see here. Let's see here. What's up, Proxy? Hope you're doing good. Once again, thank you so much, Proxy. Very, very sweet of you. Is Arkansas in danger? So whenever it comes to Arkansas, today there's no weather threat or anything like that. But western Arkansas should monitor tomorrow. Here, I'll go and hop you guys over here really briefly to show you guys tomorrow's severe weather threat. We're going to be covering this tomorrow, okay? Yeah, all the way down from, north central Texas. The biggest threat tomorrow is going to be mostly across northeastern Oklahoma, portions here of southeastern Kansas, southwestern Missouri. And we have a slight risk that goes all the way up even into Minnesota. So tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds will be a concern. If you guys look out here to the west in the current field of things right now, you can actually see we have the low pressure system located right here. That is going to move its way here to the east, and that is going to be sparking that cold front, which is going to be allowing for the storms to really kind of initiate, really start to kick off there. So all hazards tomorrow is a concern. Tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. Like I said, we'll be live for this here. I'm not exactly sure what time, but there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now between the severe weather and, of course, the tropics here with Ophelia. Definitely have got to be, very weather aware over the next day or so because things are definitely, kicking up pretty good overall. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm in Newport News, Virginia. Just got moderate rain, windy day so far. Nothing much happening here, says Joyce. Gotcha. Yeah, Newport News. The storm's still a little ways away from you out there. Let's see. Newport News is right here. So, yeah, you're still a little bit of ways away from the center. The center of the storm is way down here. The area of landfall is going to be mostly east of Wilmington and probably out there by areas like Beaufort, see Jacksonville, Emerald Isle. Those regions is probably where the landfall is going to take place. That is where the cone of uncertainty lies. So that is where the center of the storm is expected to pass through, is somewhere in this region here. And wherever it passes, there was a shot that it could bring hurricane force winds, because we did see that the Hurricane Center issued hurricane watches. Hurricane watches are now in effect here, saying that hurricane conditions is possible. So we'll definitely need to be looking out there for that. Let's see here. What's up, Catman? Hope you're doing good, man. Glad to have you here. Let's see here. Cookie says the water is so warm in the Chesapeake by Delaware Bay. Oh yeah, it sure is. It's been that way for a while too. So, this storm. I mean, hardly any I don't think any tropical system has touched this side of the waters. Obviously, we had some close calls, with Lee and Franklin at some point, but that was further to the east. There's been no tropical system to touch these waters so far this year. So, I mean, obviously, where the storm is at right now, it's getting fed pretty good. This thing really kicked up very quickly. Very, very quickly. Let's see here. Can anyone tell me if we'll get really bad winds, possibly bad effects from the storm, like damage and power outages? There will likely be power outages, yes, across portions of, I'd say mostly eastern North Carolina. There's a good likelihood that we will see power outages, so gotta look out there for that. Let's see here. What's up, Christine? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Let's see who else we got. See, DJ says, I'm kind of nervous right now because my homecoming dance is next Friday, so I have to hope it's not as bad as Hurricane Florence in 2014. It shouldn't. It should not be nearly as bad as Florence. Oh my gosh. Proxy coming in here with the memberships, too. Are you serious, Proxy? Thank you so much. That is very nice of you. Okay, well, yeah, we have to turn that down. Thank you so much, Proxy. That is very sweet of you. We love you, Proxy. That's amazing. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. Let's see. Tabletop says, I'm leaving Wilmington to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina tomorrow. See, 7 a.m. How am I looking? So, okay, so you're going from here to there around 7 a.m. So the storm is going to be making that quote-unquote landfall, kind of right around, maybe 2 hours or so before you leave. So it could be a little bit iffy, leaving out there. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh my goodness, you're amazing. Thank you for the membership. Absolutely. Yeah, Proxy, that's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. Once again, Prox. Let's see. Is it possible Ophelia strengthens more due to warm waters? It is possible. It is possible, Cookie. And, honestly, the reason that I say this is because, obviously, first of all, we have hurricane watches in effect. I'll go ahead and bring you guys back over here. We do need to mention the rainfall totals, too. We'll get to that here in a second. We're talking a good amount of rain as well. Flooding is definitely a problem. But whenever it comes to the warnings and stuff, like we were showing you guys, I'm going to hop you all over here real quickly. So, whenever it comes to it, this yellow ball here, you see, that's where the tropical storm winds are estimated to be right now. It's this area in here. It's that area right in there. You can see the little pink outline around the hurricane, around the tropical storm warnings, I should say, sorry. That little pink outline, that right there is the, that right there is the hurricane watches. So this region here could experience possibly some hurricane conditions if this thing does strengthen here overall, which is a possibility. Because, right now the system is sustained at 70. It has to be 75 plus to be considered a hurricane. So this thing's only 5 mile an hour short. Only 5 mile an hour short from being a Category 1. So it is definitely, getting, it is definitely getting pretty close. That's for sure. In which we got to look out there for that. Let's see here. Andrew, just trying to help you grow your amazing channel. Thank you, Proxy. That's very sweet of you. Very, very sweet. Thank you, Proxy. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know, okay? That is very generous of you. Let's see here. Jenny, coming up with 5 memberships, too. You guys are so sweet. Thank you all. Jenny, that is very nice of you. Thank you absolutely so much. That is, very, very generous of you guys. Jenny, Proxy, all of you guys, thank you so much. Tabletop, dude. All of y'all who supported us, thank you so much. And thank everybody for being here and just hanging out. And, just thank you so much, guys. That's very sweet of you. And like I said, you do not have to do that, okay? You do not have to do all that. But, all right, so guys, here is the current the current rainfall expectancies. This is the latest here from the Weather Prediction Center. Honestly, places out there towards Wilmington, maybe slightly to the northeast, could be in the range of maybe 6 to 10 inches at most. Could be a possibility. A lot of the places in southeastern Virginia, you know, by Richmond and portions here towards like Newport News and those areas there, we're talking maybe 4 to 6 inches of rainfall being a possibility like that. That is a lot of rainfall, you know, especially for places that have not seen rainfall too much recently. That is definitely going to be quite impactful, bringing a lot of that rainfall. I mean, shoot, even across these areas here in that dark green region, you know, for most of these areas here, we've noticed, I mean, this is at least 2 to 4 inches, you know, across most of these areas here. So the light green showing 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, you know, out there kind of towards the central areas of, you know, North Carolina, into the Appalachian Mountains up here in Western Virginia. Of course, we have that, right around 1 to 2 inches or so. Then we work our way into central, eastern North Carolina and Virginia, throughout Maryland, southeast Pennsylvania, most of New Jersey, honestly, south, very, very far southeast side of New York State, a little bit of Connecticut, and very, very far southern Massachusetts, in that range of at least the dark green, which is showing 2 to 4 inches. And like I said, obviously 4 to 6 across the yellow, and there's that little pocket here, possibly towards Wilmington, that could maybe get up to 6 to 10 inches. That's a lot of rainfall. That is a heck of a lot of rainfall. So you guys are definitely going to want to prepare for that. In terms of flooding, they actually have a moderate threat out there, or moderate risk for flooding out there. That is a very big deal. Like I said, a moderate risk for flooding, that's a level 3 out of 4 on the flooding spectrum. It does not get much more worse than this. I mean, you can get a high risk, which that's like the final level, but we are very close, pretty close. We're in a moderate risk across portions here of eastern North Carolina, and they also added another one out there by southeastern Virginia, by Richmond, because we are expecting around 4 to 6 inches of rainfall as we did look out in those regions. That little pocket there being around 4 to 6. So especially for those low-lying areas that are really prone to flooding, that is a problem. You know, that's going to be a problem for you guys. So just make sure that you all are obviously ready for that, and that you guys are prepared for it overall. But you know, that's what it's looking like. You know, once again, back over here towards the surges and all, if you guys are just now joining us, I mean, we're talking a decent amount of surging. You know, we're probably going to see more surging from this event than we did Lee, across the northeast. I mean, from Lee, we only had about 1 to 3 foot, I believe, of surges, at least in the forecast there at the end. And for this one, at most, we're talking 4 to 6 in some areas, which definitely, if you ask me, 4 to 6 foot of storm surge is definitely, you know, a decent amount of surging, and it's definitely something you need to look out there for. So just have your heads up there, guys. Definitely got to look out there for it. Let's see here. Have tornado watches been issued for the East Coast? I don't think so. Let me double check on that. Nope, they have not. Those will probably come out here early tomorrow morning, I'm assuming. Or later on tonight. Late tonight. Let's see here. In Chesapeake Bay here, waiting to see the storm surge. It's going to look like. So it depends on which side of the Chesapeake you're on. The northern Chesapeake, the upper Chesapeake Bay here, basically, you know, just north of the Potomac for the most part. You know, we're talking, you know, basically in the range of, you know, 1 to 3 foot out there. But it's for the southern side of the Chesapeake there. That's where things are a little bit more rough. You know, this is kind of where we're talking, you know, maybe up to, you know, 2 to 4 foot. It's a little bit crazy out in those regions. So we'll definitely need to be looking out for that. You know, we'll definitely have to be looking out there for that. So surges is a problem for you. Not to mention, you know, that's coastal flooding concerns. Adding on top of that, you have the amount of rainfall that we're expecting for the Chesapeake. I mean, the entire Chesapeake is expected to at least see 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. So quite a bit. Let's see here. Oh, we got a $5 super chat coming in from the person I cannot pronounce your name. Let's see. I forgot your name, dude. I can never remember it. Thank you so much. Let's see. I know I'm gonna butcher it if I try. I can never do it. I always forget your name, dude. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat. See what is expected from the DC area. So for DC, in terms of rainfall, we're talking right around 2 to 4 inches as of right now. In terms of, you know, surges and stuff like that, you know, District of Columbia, the southern side out there by DC, where the river is at, obviously we could probably see maybe around, you know, 2 to 4 foot of surges being a possibility. So it could definitely get a little crazy out there. Let's see here. Flooding potential on a storm here. We're talking a slight risk, which is at least a 15% chance of flooding. You can barely see that there. Maybe if I zoom in a little bit further, there you go. Yeah, you can see how Washington, D.C. is here inside of the region of that slight risk, which gives you at least a 15% chance of, let's see, at least a 15% chance here of flooding and stuff like that. But yeah, that is that. So once again, thank you so much, dude. That's very, very sweet of you. I appreciate it. Real quickly before I move on, obviously, once again, thank you for that. But I do want to go ahead and show you the winds and stuff. That is something we have not mentioned yet, and I do want to go ahead and show you guys that by hopping over here to the Mid-Atlantic over here and looking at the overall wind gusts and stuff. So yeah, the winds are going to be pretty sour. Out there towards Washington D.C. I mean, we could be seeing those winds even gusting up into the 40s. I'd say 50s at absolute max. The heaviest winds is going to be expected, obviously, by the portions here of like North Carolina and stuff. But it is definitely going to be quite windy. I mean, even up there across the Northeast too. I mean, we're going to be seeing at least winds up to 30 miles an hour across some of those regions there. It's definitely going to be, definitely going to be something we got to look out there for. So very windy, very rainy, and for the coast, very, very big waves, choppy conditions, as well as surges. That's a problem. Let's see here. See, he's horrid with names. I know. I'm sorry. Terrible. I've always been terrible with names. Like I said, obviously, do not. Definitely do not. Do not take that seriously. Do not take that personally, I should say, because I do it to mostly everybody, not intentionally. Let's see here. Robbie Show. Okay, Robbie Show. Thank you once again, Robbie Show, for the $5 donation. Very, very sweet of you. Let's see here. Matthew caused a lot of flooding here, overflowing intercoastal. Yeah. In terms of that, whenever it comes to the rain and stuff like that, that's what's going to really hit hard mostly, is the flooding. The flooding, that's what's going to hit mostly hard. The winds, I mean, they're pretty heavy. They're definitely pretty heavy winds, but I'm mostly concerned about the flooding, because you got to think about this, okay? So we're experiencing a lot of rainfall across the Mid-Atlantic, especially for some places that have not seen this in a long time, have not seen much rainfall. It's been very dry. I have family all across Virginia, and they've been saying it's been very dry out there in Northern Virginia here. And so, whenever you introduce a lot of rainfall, it's going to really loosen up the ground, and it's going to cause flooding and stuff. Those trees are going to get loose, and obviously the winds are going to be helping, possibly blow some trees over. So, trees coming down, falling on power lines and stuff. That is what we are looking out there for that. So, power outages is expected. I mean, trees to fall over will be expected as well. Flooding is expected. I mean, it's going to be pretty hefty overall. Let's see here. Let's see. Jen says, don't miss the East Coast right now. Hello from sunny Arizona. What's up, Jen? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Please don't tell me we need to evacuate. So there's no evacuation orders that I know of right now. There is not any evacuation orders for North Carolina from what I know right now. And personally, if they were going to issue the evacuation orders, I had a feeling they would have probably issued them by now, but I don't know. I've not heard anything on that at the moment. Yeah, right now, here's the current system right now. I mean, it's literally already almost near the coast. I mean, it's basically just right off the coast of North Carolina right now. This thing's going to be right up on the coast here. It's going to be right up on the coast here by early tomorrow. But, that's the crazy thing here is that, this system right now, sustained winds. Let's see, we're going to zoom in a little bit further. Sustained winds of 70. Like I said, it has to be 75 here with, gusts, or 75 with, or higher to be considered Category 1 strength. And this thing still has a little bit of time to pick up at least 5-mile-an-hour winds. It's only 5 mile an hour short from being considered a hurricane. I mean, so this thing is a very strong tropical storm right now. Almost a Cat 1. And this thing is going to be getting, right now in the cone, it's not forecasted per se to be a Cat 1, but it's just real close to where it possibly could. It could just pick up that. So I certainly think it's a possibility that we could get, a Cat 1 out of this, a very low-end Cat 1. But, regardless, it's still going to be pretty hefty overall. Let's see. I'm here before the live ended. Yeah, you made it this time, Abby. Let's see. See, what is Richmond looking like for flooding? So Richmond, we're talking 4 to 6 inches of rainfall potentially. Let's go and hop y'all back over here. So yeah, we're talking, right around 4 to 6 inches of rainfall out in those regions. Whenever it comes to the official flooding threat, here from the, from the Weather Prediction Center and stuff like that, we have ourselves, across the region. You see that red? That is a moderate risk. That is a level 3 out of 4 flooding threat. So it's a pretty high threat up there. Giving you at least a 40% chance of flooding. So you can see right there, at least a 40% chance of flooding in a moderate threat, and that's it's definitely a big deal. Definitely a big deal. So Richmond's going to be getting some hefty rain. Once again, right around 4 to 6 inches is expected out there. In terms of the in terms of the outlook and stuff, I mean, there's a really good shot we could see some flooding. So basically, the way this works is that every 25 miles of a point, there is in this case, a 40% chance that flooding could happen somewhere inside of that 40 or 25 mile radius in general. So that's essentially what that means. So flooding is going to be a good likelihood across areas here towards Richmond. Definitely have got to be looking out there for it, especially in those low-lying areas. Just make sure that you guys are prepared for it and that you guys are ready to go with the flooding and everything like that. I think, let's see here. Yeah, we got some storm surge warnings in place, actually. So that's what the pink is here. Storm surge warnings all throughout portions here of most of eastern North Carolina. We got some storm surge watches out there by coastal Jacksonville, near like, oh my gosh, TRG Sneed's Ferry. We got Sneed's Ferry. We have, let's see, what is that? North Topsail Beach. So we got Sneed's Ferry. Let's see here. Also Swainsboro included as well. Also, also that included as well. Let's see here. Sneed. Yes, it's Sneed. Let's see. Love the beach. Oh yeah, me too. Let's see here. Is evacuations only issue for... mostly they do evacuations for hurricanes. I don't think I've ever seen a tropical storm, personally. Been, evacuations issued for a tropical storm. But, let's see. Are hurricane hunters seeing a drop in pressure at the center of that system? So, yes, they have been seeing that pressure continues to drop on the system. We're going to hop you all back over here to the mission. Let's see. I don't know if they have any new missions in it right now. Let's see here. Yep, 21 minutes ago. So this is the latest one they got. Are they flying back, actually? Yep, they are. They're no longer in the storm. They're in the Panhandle, Florida right now. But anyways, but when it comes to it here, the last few passes, I mean, they have noticed the pressure has been decreasing quite a bit. And right now it's down to 984. I mean, I think it was at 986 the last update, if I'm not mistaken. It was basically 986, I believe, last update. Now it's 984, so the pressure is continuing to drop. So, let's see. What does Sneed's Ferry look like? So, you do have a storm surge watch out there. Obviously, yeah, Sneed's Ferry's got to watch out for this here. I believe you are under a tropical storm warning. Let me double check on that just to make sure. Oh yeah, all of pretty much most of let's see here, most of the coast of North Carolina has a tropical storm warning out there. You might even be in the hurricane watch. Actually, you're very close to it if you're not. The hurricane watches basically are in this area here. That's where the hurricane watches are in effect. Basically, they're for that for that region there in coastal North Carolina, inside the cone of uncertainty, mostly. That's where the hurricane watches are at. I think Sneed's Ferry is right on that line, I'm pretty sure, actually. So, you're close. Tree snapped and fell into sunset. Oh, okay, we already have reports coming through of damage. This is coming in from, let's see here, Masonboro City, 5 miles north or west-northwest. Tree snapped and fell onto road in Sunset Park neighborhood in New Hanover County. Power lines are down too. So apparently there's already power outages and stuff like that happening. Let's see. Can I show tomorrow's SBC outlook? Yes, I can do that for you. Yeah, we're going to be live tomorrow too. We are going to be live tomorrow as well. Got to keep an eye out there for it. Right now we are looking you know, we are actually looking here. Holy cow. Dang. So yeah, they have that enhanced risk all the way from northeastern Oklahoma into southeastern Kansas here, and the portions here of southwestern Missouri. Like that's the main areas here we gotta look out there for. Let's see. Why is the water that? Let's see. Why is it the water's that hurricane like? Because the water supply a lot of moisture to the system overall. So with those warm surface waters, you know, of the ocean, that's allowing for a lot of more water vapor to be ejected up into the atmosphere, which is how the storm gets its fuel, essentially. Let's see here. But anyways, let's see. Language, Andrew. Did I even say something? I didn't even notice if I did. But anyways, but yeah, so that's what we're looking at, guys. That is something we definitely need to be looking out here for in general. Whenever it comes to it, like I said, it's real close. It is really, really, really close to hurricane status right now. I mean, it is literally, you know, this thing is literally like 5 mile an hour short. I mean, there is a good shot that it could pick up a bit of intensity, you know, at least 5 miles an hour by the time it makes landfall. Let's see here. What is my best advice to stay calm? Because I have severe fear of storm anxiety. So, Abby, I understand how it can be a little scary, but just, you know, obviously look at radar if you can. You know, just keep an eye on it. And, you know, what I would recommend here is just making sure you got everything ready. I mean, make sure you have food, water, you know, all the necessities, you know, first aid kit, your shoes, whatever. You just have all that stuff in one area and, you know, go to your safe spot. That's, you know, the best thing you can do. And that way you're ready for anything that heads your way. So you'll make through it. It'll be fine. Like I said, you'll get through it. But, you know, I understand how it can be a little creepy, a little bit scary sometimes. But, you know, you'll get through it fine. Just watch out. Make sure you're ready for it. That's all we ask. Do I think Wilmington, North Carolina will be in a tornado watch? I don't think so. I mean, it depends. Yeah, because honestly, like we were showing you guys, is the right-hand side of a tropical cyclone is considered the clean, or the dirty side. The left-hand side is considered the clean side, meaning that, you know, tornadoes and stuff like that happen on the right-hand side of tropical cyclones and just strong low-pressure systems. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, the thermodynamics and the wind shear does not meet up to produce tornadoes. So since you're going to be on the left-hand side of the storm here, there is probably not going to be any tornado threat for you. And therefore, you're probably not going to get to watch. The areas that will probably get to watch is areas mostly out through here, I'd say. Just depends on where the center is at the time being. But you know, there is a good chance we could see some tornadoes out there here for today. Today and tomorrow and all that. Could be a couple tornadoes. That's something to also look out for. So big time flooding. You know, we're talking very strong winds. Tornadoes, unfortunately, being a concern out of some of those areas there. So got to really be looking out for it. Surges. There's a lot of impacts with the system. You know, it's definitely a pretty impactful system overall, and definitely have got to look out for it. Let's see here. Tell the storms to go away. Go away, storms. I don't know if that's going to help or not. How about Richmond and tornadoes? So, okay. It depends on where it ends up, because you can see the cone of uncertainty, as of now, is mostly east of Richmond. Okay, the center of the storm is mostly expected to go east of Richmond. However, the storm still has the opportunity to go a little bit more further inland, meaning that the system could be to the left of Richmond. It depends on if the system's to the left or to the right. If the storm center is to the right of Richmond, there's going to be no tornado threat. If the the hurricane center or tropical cyclone center is to the left of Richmond, that would allow for possibly maybe a couple, isolated tornadoes to be a possibility across those regions. Regardless, it definitely looks like areas out there in southeast Virginia potentially could see maybe a few, scattered tornadoes as a possibility, a few cyclone-induced tornadoes. Let's see. Will Ohio feel this? It does not look like it. No, it does not look like Ohio is going to feel this at all. However, I will tell you, portions here of the Northeast will feel this pretty well. Here's the current rainfall, y'all. Like I said, here's the current rainfall projections here from the Weather Prediction Center. I mean, we are talking a good amount of rainfall. We're talking, basically 4 to 6 inches across southeast Virginia, out there by Richmond and areas over there. Wilmington theoretically could get up in the zone of maybe at most 6 to 10 inches. That is a lot of rainfall. That is a heck of a lot of rainfall expected. So definitely for the flood-prone areas out there, you got to really look out for that. You got to really be keeping an eye out there for it overall. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye out there for it here in general. It's definitely something that you need to watch out for. Let's see here. See, weather and low says we'll see a tornado here in Carrollton, North Carolina. Looks like it to me. Please answer my question. So you said for Cary. Let's see, where is that at particularly? Gotta figure out it. All right, we're gonna have to look it up. Yeah, we'll probably do some zip codes here in a minute, y'all. Probably a couple of them. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that, but we'll do a couple of them. Let's see here. If I can, here we go. Found it. Yeah, there's a possibility you could. There's a small chance that a couple tornadoes can exist out in those regions. So keep an eye on it. But something you also got to look out there for is 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. I mean, in terms of surging, like I said, surging is a big one too. Surging is a big problem. We got to look out there for. We're talking some areas, maybe even 4 to 6 foot of surges being a problem out there. We're talking. At that point of landfall, potentially, at that point of landfall, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good here overall at 4 to 6 foot of storm surge. So coastal flooding from the ocean water coming inland is a problem. Not to mention on top of that, 4 to 6 inches, in some cases 6 to 10 possibly is possible. So it's going to get real nasty down there by the coast of eastern North Carolina, in which you seriously have got to be looking out there for it. I don't know if I have any buoys or anything out here. That's actually a good question. I want to see if I have any buoys or anything to take a look at the storm. It looks like we do have maybe a buoy or two. It rhymes pretty well. Oh, wow. Holy cow. All right, we're going to hop you all over here real quickly. So this is coming in from a buoy that's just to the left-hand side of the storm. Sustained winds of 46 with gusts up to 69 miles an hour. Nearly 70-mile-an-hour winds has been reported. And that buoy is over here, pretty far away from the center. The center is right in this area here. It's pretty daggone impressive. And there's a bit of lightning activity there, too, popping off. Could be meaning a little bit of intensity kicking up, too. Personally, I think this thing could get up to Cat 1 strength. It is definitely a good possibility. This one out here is reporting 44 mile-an-hour winds, gusting up to, I should say. Let's see here. Yeah, some of these ones don't really. There we go. This one's showing 50 mile-an-hour wind gusts there. Crazy. Definitely is pretty crazy. Let's see. Does this one show the depth? Wave height, 15 foot. Wow. That's crazy. 15-foot wave height. Let's see. Is there another tropical weather other than Ophelia and Nigel? There is another system we're watching. This guy right here. This one is a 90% chance of forming. It's another system we're going to keep our eyes on there. But yeah, we'll keep you updated on that one. Let's see. I have a problem with this because where I'm at power lines and that's a problem. Leaning trees and stuff. Yeah, especially North Carolina, because North Carolina's got those big pine trees. I've been through North Carolina quite often. Yeah, that's a problem. Let's see here. What's my gut on reaching hurricane status? I think it could. I think it'll be right around 75 sustained by the time it makes landfall. There's still a bit of time. I mean, from what I'm seeing here, a bit more lightning activity near the core of the storm. I mean, it's trying, and I mean, it's very close to it. It's very close to it. I feel like last minute this thing's going to go 75, and we're going to get hurricane warnings come out immediately as soon as we figure that out. But even then, I mean, it's going to be a low-end hurricane. I mean, a low-end Cat 1 upper-level tropical storm, which 5 mile-an-hour difference, and if you think about it, is really not that bad. Really not too much different. So regardless, it's going to hit pretty hard. I mean, that's the thing. But the category is just 5-mile-an-hour difference, which, you know, does not make that big of a deal. You know, I mean, obviously it adds a little bit more, but yes, but it's not as crazy difference as you'd think it would be. Let's see. Let's see. Northern New Jersey max wind gusts. So for New Jersey, the maximum wind gust could get up there and possibly around 35 to 40 miles an hour. It looks like. Yep, you can see right up here. This would be kind of for. Let's see here. Kind of for the afternoon, evening of tomorrow. Or sorry, yeah, mostly the evening of tomorrow. It looks like afternoon, evening of tomorrow. Could be getting up there and gusting, you know, nearly 30s to 40s. Good possibility. Let's see here. I got a question. Could it reach Cat 1? Brent says, Brent, yes, it could. There's a shot it could. Let's see. See, considering it only has 5 miles more to go, probability. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. You know, it's very, very, very close. It is like real close to being at that boundary between Cat 1 and low-end tropical storm. Let's see. It'll either be a very strong tropical storm or a very weak Category 1. Not a lot of difference. Exactly. Yeah, like I said, 5-mile-an-hour difference really doesn't do too much differences. I mean, you know, that's that. It's not too much difference. Let's see here. Henry says, "You gonna go live for the enhanced tomorrow?" Yes, I will. Yep. I'll be live covering this system here and the enhanced risk, the big severe weather threat across the central country tomorrow. So, gonna be busy. Tomorrow's gonna be a busy day. How wide is Ophelia right now? So let's look. It's gonna bring y'all back over here real quickly. So let me go ahead and bring up the wind field. Current wind field here. The wind field is pretty massive. So that's where the tropical storm force winds are felt. So if I measure from the widest side, that is about 380 miles. So from that point to this point, from point A to point B, that is 380 miles from southwest to northeast quadrant. Now, from the northwest to the southeast quadrant, it's only 310. So it is, you know, definitely wider on this axis here. Much wider on this axis here. But it's a big storm. And you can actually see there that those tropical storm force winds are, it looks like they're already into the Carolinas right now. Or, into portions of even Myrtle Beach, potentially. See, we got a buoy out there reporting 32-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So it's not sustained at tropical storm force right now. But we're gonna have a lot of buoys and stuff to look after, you know, in terms of wind speeds and stuff, because the Chesapeake has a bunch of buoys. Let's see here. Legacy's going bowling tomorrow. Have fun. Let's see here. How is Columbia, South Carolina? Columbia, you know, honestly, for places, you know, throughout, you know, South Carolina in general, you know, with Columbia being the center side here, you're good. You know, the system's going to be well far to your east. I mean, you're not going to feel hardly anything with this. So you're fine. There's nothing you got to worry about. Let's see. How great are the chances of probability of Cat 1? It's a 50-50 shot, honestly. It is. It could either fly or it could not. I mean, because it is literally 5-mile-an-hour short, but it's getting, you know, somewhat close. I personally think it'll go Cat 1, like 75 sustained, with gusts maybe up to like 90 or so. That's what I'm thinking. 75 with gusts up to 90 upon landfall, something like that. But, you know, like we were explaining here, I mean, the 5-mile-an-hour difference, that won't do too much to change the storm. I mean, that's seriously not too much of a big difference in general. It's, you know, not as crazy as some might think it would be. You know, just considering a hurricane, low-end hurricane, upper tropical storm force, there's not that much of a difference, really. There's really not much of a difference. Let's see here. All right, we'll do a few zip codes here. I'll grab a couple. I'm not going to do them all at once. I'm going to grab a couple here and there. Let's see here. We have YVET. Let's see here. 28540. 28540 for Jacksonville. So yeah, here's the thing. So the storm right here, The center of the storm is forecasted to mostly be just east of you. So that does not really throw you in a tornado concern, so I don't think tornadoes are going to be a problem for you. However, whenever it comes out there regarding the rainfall and stuff, I mean, it is going to be very heavy with the rain, probably around 4 to 6 inches being a good possibility. And, you know, since you're more inland, it's good, but, you know, Jacksonville does have that little, let's see, whatever river or whatever that is, little bay there. You know, we could be talking some surges out there, you know, possibly in the zone of maybe even 4 to 6 foot. It's a problem. And, of course, the winds are going to be pretty heavy out there, too. I mean, at least 50 miles an hour is a good expectancy. So, yeah, you got to really be looking out there for it. It's going to be hit you pretty good shot for flooding, especially in those low-lying areas. If you're in a prone, low-lying area, you better look out there for it. See here. Marcia says, oh, great, another sucker coming up. See, hi, everybody. Andrew, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Is there any severe weather for Louisiana tonight? I do not think so. Let me double check on that. Nope, there's not. There's a few thunderstorms possible, but it's not supposed to be anything severe, so you're good. Let's see. Have to go. All right, see you later. Thanks once again for the support. Really appreciated. Let's see. See, luckily the storm isn't too bad unless you're in water. It's really going to hurt the people that's in the water there. You know, that's kind of the main problem is the coastal issues. I mean, regardless, I mean, it's going to be affecting the inland people as well quite a bit, you know, with the flooding. I mean, there's some areas here, you know, there is some areas here that could be experiencing possibly up to 6 to 10 inches of rainfall. You know, that is a good possibility. You can see out there by Wilmington, we're talking, you know, 6 to 10 inches of rainfall possibly out there by Wilmington, slightly to the east as well. That's a lot of rainfall. That is a heck of a lot of rainfall, in which that causes a bunch of flooding. Let's see. How do hurricanes lose energy from being on land? So they don't have any more ability to gather any more moisture from the surface of the waters. So the waters hold a lot of heat and moisture that the storms need. And as the hurricane rolls over land, it gets has a lack of moisture and overall heat energy. So that basically allows it to weaken. Not to mention, the lower level wind field of the storm gets disrupted because, you know, on the surface of the ocean, it is free to flow. You know, there's no obstacles in the way, really. However, whenever it comes to land, there's trees, there's, you know, buildings, all kinds of stuff, and it slows down the winds, which ultimately slows down the storm and weakens it, too. It's a mixture of a bunch of things, really. Let's see here. Brent wants me to take a look here at 70659. All right, let's see. We'll do a couple of these. Let's see, 70659. Yeah, there's nothing in Louisiana, dude. Like I said, you're good. Nothing to worry about out there. Nothing too crazy. See, rare 68410. 68410. This is for Nebraska City. So yeah, you, my friend. You know, regarding severe weather tomorrow, you have a slight risk level 2 threat. So I would be weather aware tomorrow. We'll be live for that severe weather event for you tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see here. Let's see here. Friction, says Jay. Yep. Partially, yep. Let's see. Tabletop says 28412. 28412. Isn't that Wilmington? Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, Wilmington, the storm's going to remain to your east, the center, I should say. So there's no tornado threat. There is a possibility of 6 to 10 inches of rainfall, though. You know, possibly out there. Would really consider watching that. And in terms of surges out there by Wilmington, you know, right around 1 to 3 foot could be a possibility. Let's see here. Zombie wants me to take a look here at 52002. Okay. Let's see here. You, my friend, are in Iowa. So, you, my friend, are actually not in the severe weather risk tomorrow. You're in a thunderstorm risk, which means a couple thunderstorms are possible. But whenever it comes to it, you are not in the immediate risk for any severe weather. So you're good. Yeah, most of that activity is going to be to your east there. So, let's see here. So I'm gonna head out. See y'all tomorrow. Please pray, don't die. Let's see here. Stay safe. You as well, Abby. You as well. Let's see here. Next up we have Cast Dragoon. Wants me to take a look here at 07207. 07207. Let's see. New Jersey. Gotcha. So, yeah, the storm is going to obviously cause some problems for you, mostly in terms of rainfall and precipitation. So out there where you're at, let's go ahead and get rid of that. So out there where you're at, we are talking about 2 to 4 inches of rainfall being a good possibility out there. So we'll need to keep an eye out there for it. Let's see. A Rose says 24013. Let's see here. Roanoke, Virginia. Gotcha. So Roanoke probably won't feel too much of this. You know, honestly, you probably won't even see an inch of rain from this. Most of it's going to be to the east of you. I'll go ahead and show you real quickly. So you see Roanoke out here, really not in hardly any of the precipitation. I mean, at most, I'd say an inch is possible, but really, it's not going to be anything too crazy. So you should be mostly good. You should be mostly good in general. Yeah, the winds aren't even going to be as crazy either out in those regions. Actually, I take that back. For the upper elevations, yeah, you'll feel it. You know, possibly up to the 40s, 40-mile-an-hour zone. So it could be a little strong up there on the mountaintops and stuff, but for the lower areas, probably not as heavy. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and bring y'all back over here. There's a lot of zip codes here, for real. Sure is. See, Marcia says, I don't want to feel left out. I'm not trying to leave anybody out, but I got you. See, 02721. 02721. So, Massachusetts. Okay, so yeah, you're on the south side. So, yeah, there is going to be impacts for you, actually. About 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. You know, you're kind of cutting it close almost to that 1 to 2 inch zone. So, I'd be honestly more comfortable with saying 1 to 3 inches because you're kind of in that 2 to 4 zone, but you're kind of really close to that 1 to 2. So 1 to 3 is a good boundary to go off of. So that's what I would expect. About 1 to 3 inches of rainfall. Winds-wise, I mean, the winds could definitely get pretty gusty. I'm not going to lie. You know, out there towards those regions, I mean, it's not going to be anything extreme, not the heaviest out of it, but it could get into the 25 to 30-mile-an-hour zone, I'd say, is a possibility. But that's that. See, William wants to take a look here at 19713. Thanks, you're very welcome. So 19713, okay. 19713 for Delaware. So yeah, no, you're definitely in the area we got to watch out for. So I'd say even a possible, like I said, if the storm can continue itself and what it's doing, we might even see a couple tornadoes being possible out there by Delaware. I mean, it's theoretically possible. We'll have to see. But whenever it comes to the winds and stuff, I mean, it could be getting up in the 40s to 45-mile-an-hour zone, so it could definitely be a little bit gusty out in those regions there. Whenever it comes to the rainfall expectancy, you are pretty solid. You're pretty set and solid into seeing 2 to 4 inches out towards that region in general. And whenever it comes to near Delaware, on both the upper Chesapeake and portions up here by the Delaware Bay, we are talking between those two areas about 1 to 3 foot of storm surge being a good possibility. So that is that. That's what we're looking at there. And the overall flooding threat has you in a slight risk, which is at level 2. That level 2 severe weather, that level 2 flooding threat out of 4, which gives you at least a 15% chance of seeing flooding within 25 miles of your given location. So. All right, let's see. So that was William. I have a question. What conditions will it be like around 7:30 tomorrow morning for 20781? 20781. You said for 7:30 tomorrow morning. It won't be as bad tomorrow morning. You're mostly going to feel it here, but pretty much for the morning of the 20th. Well, hold on a minute. Yeah, well, no, actually, yeah, it could definitely still be a little gusty out there. It probably will be pretty gusty around that time. Maybe wind gusts between 20 and 30. Maybe even a little higher in some of those areas. You can see, it's definitely be pretty gusty. So right at 12 Zulu, that is 8 a.m. I mean, out there towards Maryland and stuff. I mean, it could be getting up to possibly even 30 to 40 in some areas. Let's see here. Marcia says, "Thank you so much, Andrew. You're amazing." You're very welcome. Very, very welcome. Let's see here. Crypt Art wants me to take a look here at 21811. Okay, let's see. We're gonna hop you all back over here. 21811 for Maryland, Berlin there. So for your location, so the storm's obviously, the center of the storm's going to be obviously to your west here. You are probably going to see a decent amount of rain actually. You're probably are going to be seeing a decent amount. Whenever it comes to your area, 2 to 4 inches of rainfall is expected there. And since you're by the coastline, there's actually a shot. There is actually a shot. You might be able to see 2 to 4 foot of surges. Being a possibility. Actually, you're in more of a 1 to 3 foot. The 2 to 4 foot starts right here, right in this region and south. So you're kind of in that 1 to 3 foot zone in general. So that is that. Let's see here. Cash Dragon says 02108. Just making sure I can go to Boston, even though might get damaged a bit. Yeah, be careful out there. So let's see, 02108. See Massachusetts. So the heaviest effects are not going to be felt for another day or so for you. I mean, the storm is relatively far away from you. The storm is relatively far down to the south from you. However, you are going to be experiencing a lot of rain. That's kind of your main problem there is, portions here of Massachusetts could see, for the central side, about 1 to 2 inches, and for the south side, by, South Cape Cod and those areas near Nantucket, 2 to 4 is possible. So, let's see. Dale says 27526. 27526. See, North Carolina. So yeah, you're by a rally. Actually, you're near a rally. So the good news is that there's no threat for tornadoes for you. However, you're going to be experiencing maybe around 2 to 4 inches of rainfall, as the graphic does suggest here. Right there towards Raleigh area. You can see Raleigh. Actually, you can't see it, but there you go. Raleigh's right there. The dark green is showing 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. So definitely could be pretty hefty out there regarding the rains. In terms of wind and stuff, across those regions, it's definitely going to get windy. It's for sure going to get windy out there. Wind gusts could be in the zone of maybe 40 to 50 overall. So that is, that is kind of what we're looking at. So it's really going to get gusty across central, North Carolina and portions here of, South Central Virginia, in all those areas. It's definitely going to be pretty hefty in general. Let's see here. Rare says, let's see, Grandma and a friend lives in Greensboro. Let's see here, 27405. 27405 for Greensboro. Same thing applies, honestly, probably even a little bit less than what Raleigh is expecting. So, with Raleigh being over here 2 to 4 inches, the winds will probably still be pretty hefty though. I'd say 30 to 40 miles an hour. Wind gusts could be possible. Out there by, those regions there. Also, we're talking around the verge of actually maybe 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Not as much out there. Let's see. John 23185. Let's see. 23185. Williamsburg. Gotcha. So, yeah, Williamsburg. Honestly, like I said, for Southeast Virginia and Eastern Virginia in general, a couple isolated tornadoes are possible. So keep that one in mind. First off the bat. Now, whenever it comes to rainfall, actually, some of those areas that you're in is forecasted to get up to 4 to 6 inches in some areas. Let me go ahead and show you. So exactly, according to the map here, you can see out in those regions where you're at, 4 to 6 inches of rainfall is a good possibility. I mean, definitely have got to be keeping an eye on it. Overall, a good amount of rain is in the forecast there for you. And whenever it comes to the surges and stuff like that, I mean, it is going to be surging pretty good just off the coast there. 2 to 4 foot is a good possibility. So that is something to watch out for in general. And obviously the flooding threat, with that rainfall, you're in a level 2 out of 4. So you're kind of in that middle ground flood threat in general. So it's going to be pretty crazy anyways. And of course the winds, the winds are going to be hitting pretty good too. In the zone of possibly about 40 to 45 miles an hour. It's a good possibility. Let's see, Alex. Let's see here. 08816 New Jersey. What wind gusts are expected? So let's see here. First of all, 08816. 08816. East Brunswick, New Jersey. So yeah, no, it's probably gonna be getting pretty gusty up there. It looks like 35 to 40 mile an hour winds. 35 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts could be possible. If you guys are wondering, this is the blend of models, by the way. This takes a bunch of models and kind of, you know, mashes the averages together. So overall, it's a fairly decent model to go off of, you know, in terms of wind gust expectancies. Do we have any power outages yet? Yes, we do. Let's actually look at that real quickly. Yeah, look at that. Virginia, we already have, oh my gosh, nearly identical. Virginia and North Carolina nearly has the same. Look at that. Literally like about 100 off from one another. Yeah, we got over 11,000, nearly 11,500 for Virginia, and 11,000, nearly 500 for North Carolina too. Yeah, those winds are already starting to kick off there. Let's see here. Yeah, 23,000 combined. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Brother in Norfolk, let's see, how bad will it be? I'm worried about my family. Sorry, 23501. Let's see here. 23501, Norfolk. So, a few isolated tornadoes can't be ruled out across southeast Virginia, like we were mentioning here. It's possible. Let's see here. Back in terms of rainfall projections, as of right now, you are in the lead of right around, actually, in this region, about 4 to 6 inches of rainfall is a possibility. 4 to 6 inches of rain is a good potential, and they're pretty close. Let's see. So Norfolk obviously is in a area near a body of water. It definitely looks like we could be in the zone of, you know, right around 2 to 4 foot of surges being a possibility. So between that amount of rainfall and that amount of surging, there's going to be a lot of coastal flooding by Norfolk, in which you've got to watch out for it. And whenever it comes to the winds, you know, the winds expectancy out there, I mean, it's going to be very windy too. You know, pretty much 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gust seems to be a good possibility out of that. Do I think any tropical storm warnings could go for Delaware's coastlines? No, probably not. More than likely not, because it's going to weaken by the time it gets down there. Let's see. Let's see. What about 23320? Let's look. 23320. Chesapeake. Yeah, it's the same area for you we just looked at, basically. So, a couple isolated tornadoes can't be ruled out. So look at that overall. In terms of winds, yeah, like I said, 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts in general. You know, and the shot there, potentially of some areas nearby being 4 to 6 inches. So, good amount of rainfall. See, Lisa says, hello, what about 27935? Let's see here. 27935. Let's see here. So, let's see. Is that where you're at? Oh, I gotta redo that there. 27935. Here we go. Come on. 27935. There we go. All right, so yeah, no, you got to watch out for a few isolated tornadoes being a possibility. Nothing to freak out about, but just, you know, be weather aware, and just have a way to receive warnings if something, you know, pops up there. Now, the winds are going to be pretty strong. You know, also the rain's going to be pretty heavy. We're talking 2 to 4 inches of rainfall, which, you know, is a good amount of rain out there. The good thing is that it looks like you're a little bit far away from, you know, the coast there. I mean, some of these little inlets, little rivers, is going to swell maybe a little bit, but, you know, shouldn't really affect you too much unless you're in a low-lying area near there. Now, whenever it comes to the winds out for those regions, you know, it honestly could really get gusty there. You know, we're talking maybe 40 to 50 miles an hour being a possibility. So, it definitely could be a little bit rough in some of those regions there. I mean, it shows max gusts up to 65 at this point, but that's still a little ways away. Depends on exactly where the center goes. Let's see. See, Galinda wants me to take a look here at 28374. 28374. Let's see, Pinehurst. So, yeah, you're a little bit far to the central side of the state. So, honestly, you're not going to feel, you know, the heaviest effects. Obviously, you're far away from surge problems. Most of the effects are for the coast. However, there is going to be impacts for you, for sure. You know, we are talking right around 40 to maybe even 50 mile per hour wind gusts being a possibility out there. It's definitely going to be pretty gusty. And then when it comes to rainfall, yeah, rainfall, honestly, it's not going to be terrible. It's just going to be like a normal little storm for you. Regarding the rainfall, I mean, we're talking right around, you can hardly see it, but you're right around in this area here. And so we are talking, right around 1 to 2 inches. That light green there you can see on the color table, inches 1 to 2. So around 1 to 2 inches is the expectancy out there in those regions. So, but that's that. So yeah, really gusty winds. No problems with surging or anything like that since you're obviously far inland. The rainfall 1 to 2 inches, which is honestly 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. It could cause some mild flooding in some areas, but typically not terrible. Let's see here. Rare says 82005 for my dad. 82005 for Wyoming. Oh, it's in Wyoming. Yeah, we're not gonna do out there. There's really nothing going on in Wyoming right now, so we're good. Let's see. Daniel says 21801. Plan to travel the morning. Curious about the track of the storm. All right, gotcha. See 21801. 21801. So this is for Maryland. Gotcha. So okay. So as the storm pulls north, so we're going to hop you over back over here. So the storm's track, the center of the storm is expected to remain to your west. So the center is expected to. However, you are still in the cone, so the center still theoretically could go over you. The center could theoretically, but as of now, it's expected to mostly remain to your west. Okay. However, with that being said, we are talking, out in those regions there, the rains to be in the zone of 2 to 4 inches, as well as those, those winds being in the zone of around 40 to 45 miles an hour. So in terms of wind gusts, I should say, what the wind's gusting up to. So it's going to be pretty impactful whenever it comes to it. Your heaviest impacts are going to actually be felt here probably for the, probably for the morning of tomorrow. So definitely got to keep an eye on it. Let's see. James says C23462. 23462. Virginia Beach. Yeah, Virginia Beach is probably going to get it pretty good. Actually, they're in a zone where we're talking nearly, mostly mostly 2 to 4, but there's areas nearby that could get up to 4 to 6, mostly to the west here. So that's that. But yeah, definitely would keep an eye out there for it. Let's see. Will it become a hurricane possibly before landfall? It's potentially possible. Yeah, it is definitely a possibility. Like I said, I give it about a 50-50 shot because, right now, the storm, at the moment we're talking about is, let's see. So we are in the zone of 70 sustained. We're talking 70 mile an hour sustained winds, which to be classified as a hurricane, it has to be 75 plus. But, like I was saying, upper tropical storm, which it is right now, it cannot get much stronger as a tropical storm until it turns into Cat 1. So upper tropical storm, low in Cat 1, 5 mile an hour difference is not going to do too much, okay? That's just different wording. It's just different wording at that point. It's instead of tropical storm, it's hurricane for 5 mile an hour difference, which is, definitely not too much more impactful. Let's see. Janice says 06062. Let's see. 06062. Connecticut. So, actually, yeah, you're in the 2 to 4 inch zone as well for rainfall. You don't have to worry about any surges or anything like that, thankfully. But whenever it comes to it, let's see here. Yeah, actually, the winds, they're going to be pretty gusty probably, but they're not going to be terrible. I'd say actually 20 to 25 mile an hour wind gusts could be possible. Let's see here. Abby's dog wants me to take a look at it. I think I already did yours, though. See, 27699. 27699. Let's see. Yeah, it's not pulling that area up. Let's see here. Same preparations for strong tropical storm or weak Cat 1, the same. Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, it's basically just a 5 mile an hour difference if it becomes a Cat 1. It's close. It is close to a Category 1. It is very close, actually. But, if it stays where it's at now or if it kicks up 5 mile an hour, it's not going to be too much of a difference, really. But, let's see. I'm in Halifax, but we'll reach to see 02338. 02338. Massachusetts. Yeah, you could get some impacts from it. Probably not anything extreme with the winds, but the most that you're probably going to see out of it is actually maybe around 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. It doesn't seem too bad for you. Let's see. Mont Bob 23669. Let's see. 23669 for Hampton, Virginia. A few isolated tornadoes possible in the south or the eastern side of Virginia. Got to keep that one in mind whenever it comes to it. However, you, my friend, are there towards Hampton, which that leads you to the possibility here of around actually 4 to 6 inches of rainfall being a good possibility, and on top of that, 2 to 4 inches of storm surge possible. Towards Hampton. So. For the Little Bay areas and these regions out here, 2 to 4 foot above sea level is possible. So that's that. Let's see here. Cash Dragon says, let's see here, 27948. 27948. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so you're in the zone that's gonna really possibly feel it. So 2 to 4 foot of storm surge out there by Kill Devil Hills. So 2 to 4 foot above sea level is expected. So be careful with that one since you're right on the coast there. Yeah, you're gonna feel that one pretty good. In terms of rainfall, we're actually talking 2 to 4 inches of rain out there. So on top of it, yeah, a lot of rainwater and surging, from the oceans is a problem. So that is something to keep an eye out there for. And with the winds and everything along those standards, honestly. The winds definitely could be getting pretty nasty. Wind gusts up and over 50 miles an hour could be possible. Yeah, in terms of wind gusts, I should say. Let's see here. But yeah. Let's see, we got Ron 19007. So just 1907. Nope, Pennsylvania, up there towards Bristol. So you're in the cone. Storm center might remain to your west. We'll see how that plays out. See how that pans out. Let's see here. Winds will get pretty strong. Probably around 30 to 40 miles an hour in terms of wind gusts could be possible. Out in those regions here regarding the rainfall expectancy, around 1 to 2 inches. Nearly 2 to 4 is a good possibility. I would roll with the 1 to 3 like I was talking about for someone else out there. So 1 to 3 inches is a good possibility out in those regions, but that's about all your impacts. See, yeah, look out for power outages and stuff like that. That's going to be something you're going to feel. Is power outages and trees coming down and all that fun stuff is I say fun stuff, it's really not. So that's that. Where am I located? Kentucky. Let's see, how fast do the winds have to be before the power to go out? So there is no given no given number. It all just lines up to a bunch of factors. It could. You could have power outages and very light winds. You got to think of it like this. It depends on also the amount of rain you can get. If you get a lot of rain, it softens up the ground, which trees can fall on power outages. Fall on power lines, not fall on power outages, which will cause power outages. There's no given winds. There's no given winds for that exactly. But anyways, Rare wants me to take a look here at 29945. Let's see here, 29945. See, South Carolina. Yeah, you're not gonna feel too much out here. Storms in the north. Storms north of you. You're not gonna feel it out there really. Ron says thank you. You're very welcome, Ron. No problem. No problemo. Let's see here. One more. Oh my gosh, Cash Track. Y'all are really... You guys have a lot of zip codes to look at. So, let's see. In Baltimore. So, yeah, Baltimore's going to feel it. Let's see. 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. No, let's see. Surges. Actually, surges, yeah, and the possibility there of 1 to 3 foot. So, that's that. That is that. So, Cash Dragon, Rare, I know you guys keep on having a lot of zip codes, but I'm probably not going to take many more from you guys, considering that you guys have already done like 3, 4 plus each. So it's like, it's a little bit, yeah, we gotta do some other people's zip codes, Not that I don't want to get to them, but it's just, there's a lot of people I gotta get to. See, Roadster says a great job today, Andrew. Thank you, Roadster. Very sweet of you. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Cass says, I'm done. Thanks for the info. You're very welcome. Very welcome. So I'm glad to help y'all out, but there's just, Got to give other people a chance too, you know. But we're here for you guys. Yeah, like I said, we'll be covering this tomorrow too. You know, we'll definitely be covering this here tomorrow as well. But you know, bottom line, guys, I mean, this thing could be a Cat 1. This thing is a possibility. Like I said, regardless if it's Cat 1 or not, the expected landfall is not going to be too much different. It's not going to change much. The most it's probably going to change is 5 miles an hour, which is not really a big change, you know. So, like I said, right now it's upper tropical storm force. I mean, we're talking sustained winds of 70. So low end Cat 1 force has to be at least 75. So it's 5 short. 5 short. Let's see here. Keegan, once we take a look here at 67207. Let's see here. 67207 for Wichita, Kansas. Not in the tropics, but you are, let's see here, in a marginal risk tomorrow for severe weather. So keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. Yeah, we'll be live for tomorrow's severe weather event. Abby says I'm genuinely terrified. Don't be terrified, Abby. It'll be all right. Just take it easy. Everything will be okay. Everything will be all right. Let's see here. Okay. But anyways, well, yeah, that was a lot of the zip codes there. So we're gonna go and hop you all back over here for now. Gonna hold off on the zip codes for a little bit longer. We just did a whole bunch of them. But whenever it comes to it, y'all, like I said, here's the expected rainfall totals. You know, the heaviest is going to be out there towards, like, Wilmington area. You know, 6 to 10 inches of rainfall possible. Southeastern Virginia, you know, 4 to 6 inches out there. And we have a whole lot of areas that could experience, you know, possibly even 2 to 4 inches. There's a lot of precipitation, a lot of water in the storm here, which is going to be causing a bunch of flooding out there by the coasts and stuff. So that's the rainfall projections, you know. Definitely something we need to look out for. Surging, the heaviest surges are going to be out there across eastern coastal North Carolina by, you know, let's see, Pamlico and Punjo River, those regions there. So that is something to watch out for. 2 to 4 foot of, you know, surges out there by the Chesapeake, lower Chesapeake there, there towards the Potomac as well. That's the overall verdict on things right now. And here's the flooding threats. We got a moderate risk, a level 3 out of 4 on the spectrum here. So we got ourselves, you know, the coastal areas out there across North Carolina, right there where the landfall is expected, as well as another area here in southeastern Virginia in general. Let's see here. Let's see here. What city do I think will rain the hardest? Indy hit first. You mean and hit first? Depends on what you're trying to say here. Not exactly sure. Let's see. Let's see. By the way, just constructive. Oh, spelled numerous wrong. Did I really? I did. It happens. Shh. It happens. Let's see here. My son's in Moore. Let's see, and I'm in Greenville, North Carolina. It looks like it'll be a pass by the way, but the gusts are bad here now. Stay safe out there, Donna, for sure. Let's see. My roof leaks. New Hampshire. That's not good. Yeah, especially like I said, with New Hampshire though, not expecting any rainfall really for those areas. I mean, you can see that. You know, the rainfall is going to be mostly for, the heaviest is going to be felt in these regions here. Mostly Virginia and North Carolina is going to feel the most rain out of the storm here. That's where the heaviest tropical impacts are going to be, is between Virginia and North Carolina here. South Carolina is really not going to be impacted too much, believe it or not. Really not going to be. I'm not too worried about South Carolina. It's North Carolina, though, I got to look out for. You know, it's going to be hitting pretty good out there in North Carolina in general. See. But anyways, guys, if y'all have any more questions, feel free to let me know. We're probably gonna be heading off here pretty soon. We've already been live for almost an hour and a half for the update live stream here today. I appreciate all the support from you guys today. Thank you all so much for being here. Y'all rock. We love y'all. Please be safe out there. And yeah, if there's any final questions, any quick questions you want me to answer real quickly, I will try to do my best. But if not, then we're gonna head off here for tonight. I got to give a big thank you to our donators today. I mean, you guys were very, very sweet. Greatly appreciated. We had ourselves Tabletop, as well as, let's see here, I forgot their name again, coming into the support, as well as Proxy as well. So we love you, Proxy. All of you guys, thank you for the support. Y'all are very, very awesome. We love you guys. Really means a lot, helps me out, especially with my upcoming move. I'm moving here in like less than 2 weeks now. So this, like I said, the donations really help out with my moving funds and stuff like that. So thank you guys once again. Very, very sweet of you. Let's see here. But anyways, let's see. What does NWW mean? Nationwide weather. Yep. Let's see. What's the weather? Pennsylvania. Depends on which side of that's on. It's a little hard for me to look up counties. You can see for the map yourself here, though. You know, 1 to 2 inches for the light green areas, 2 to 4 across the dark green. So let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see. Rare says bye. All right, see you later. But, all right, guys. Well, y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. Once again, big shout out goes to our donators here at Tabletop. Let's see, as well as, I forgot your name again. I think they already left, though, but very, very much appreciated from you guys. Thank you all so much for helping out. As well as Proxy, Proxy coming in, as well as Jenny with the memberships and Proxy with the memberships. We love you guys. Thank you so much, y'all. And if you guys are still here, we love you. Thank you so much. And thank everybody for joining us. Thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. And I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. Please be safe out there. Like I said, we'll be live tomorrow. Not sure what time yet. We'll be live tomorrow for the coverage in the central country because we got ourselves a pretty big day scheduled for tomorrow for severe weather. Across portions here of the Central Plains, Midwest, Upper Midwest areas. We got to be looking out there for it overall. And so we'll be weather aware out there. Make sure you guys are, ready to go. And, of course, we have Ophelia here, making landfall tomorrow morning. So by the time we go live, it'll probably be somewhere across North Carolina going into Virginia or something like that. So we'll be live for it. We'll have to see what's going on there and stuff. But all right. Well, you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. We're going to go ahead and head over here to the ending screen. Once again, if y'all have any questions, feel free to join our Discord. We have that Discord in the description and all the stuff like that. And, thank you to our mods. Thank you so much, mods, for keeping the chat clean and everything like that. Once again, special thanks to the donators for all the support you guys have given us, and a special thanks to everybody else who's watched this. Thank you all so much. And if you've not already, guys, consider subscribing, leaving a like. Be greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. Like I said, we love you guys. We want to make sure y'all are being safe out there, and whatever it takes, we will definitely do what we can in order to make sure that you guys are weather aware and that you guys are ready to go. But all right, guys. Well, y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for some coverage, and we'll see you guys then. All right, guys. Peace out. We love y'all. Be safe. See you tomorrow.